What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? I see the volumes kicking in. So I certainly hope that you all are able to see and hear me. If you are, I would ask that you drop a message in the comments box. I think I'm going to jump on over to my other Facebook page and make sure that I can be heard. Okay, looks like I can hear myself. All right, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. This is an awesome, awesome opportunity for me to share with a new audience that has emerged through the great work of Ecamm Live, through the great work of Ecamm Live. So I'm just like thrilled to be able to really participate in what I consider to be a great and grand opportunity to not only share a little bit about what we do, but also to share with an audience. And hopefully I get a chance to meet some great people. I see Rob kicking in. I see Christopher. What up, Big Franklin down there in Memphis, Tennessee. God bless you, man. Good to see you on. So if you're not familiar with Ecamm Live, Ecamm Live is the software that is to some degree the heart of a lot of the work that we do with Girt Enterprises, but it is also part of the tools that we use when we are helping other organizations stay connected to their constituents, stay connected to their audiences. And so again, I think the first thing I really should do is just thank Ecamm Live for this opportunity to participate in this session today. So hopefully some of my other audiences, because I shared this, hopefully some of my other audiences from my different platforms will also join in today and share. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them into the comments section. I'm watching the comments right here. So if you have any questions, go ahead and drop those in. I see Ecamm Network, they are on. It's good to see you all. And again, thank you all for this opportunity. So I don't have a whole lot of time. I don't think I've got quite a bit I want to go through today, but the main thing that I want to do is sort of chronicle a little bit more about who I am, a little bit more about how I got to where I am. But then I don't want to just talk about that. I also want to talk about how this journey that I have been on has been able to put me in a place now where I can not only do what I love to do, but also be a blessing to my community at the same time. Now, just a note, if you're watching the chat box, you'll notice today that if you make any donations, hey Ian, if you make any donations today to the organization that we founded that's doing great work, you'll learn more about that work here in a minute. If you make a donation today, as you can see in the chat box, Ecamm Live will match the total donations raised today that will go to benefit urban servant leaders who are doing great work in urban communities throughout the city of Indianapolis, throughout the state of Indiana, and also we're making impact throughout the country. So feel free to donate and to give and to share because, again, I believe that we're blessed to be a blessing. Now, so I can get through all this, I got my notes here, y'all. I want to get through all this. Oh, also notice at the bottom of the screen, information on how to stay in touch with us on Twitter, our YouTube page, our website, Girt Enterprises LLC. You see girtenterprise.com. You can also go there. I think that's it for that. Just letting y'all know y'all can, let me get a little more comfortable. If you never met me, you never talked to me, you better ask somebody because I'm pretty much an open book. I'm pretty passionate about what I do. I love what I do. I've been doing this for almost 3 decades now, and I just get excited to share information. And so this is, again, one of those great opportunities to do this. Now, who is John Girton? I just wasted 4 minutes chit-chatting, but who is John Girton? John Girton, to some people, I am Pastor G. To other people, I am Professor Girton. To some people, I am Coach. To some people, I'm just this dude, this crazy dude. My notes tell me that I'm a father of 3. I'm a husband. I've been married as of last week, July 29th, for 25 years. So I am a husband. I'm a father. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a videographer, editor, producer, website designer, graphic designer, all of that kind of stuff. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a former journalism and communication professor from Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana. I also taught broadcast journalism at Tennessee State University in Nashville, Tennessee. And thank you for the congratulations on the marriage. Y'all know 25 years ain't easy, y'all. Nevertheless, I also did some work with the Siegenthaler Center down in Nashville, Tennessee on the campus of Vanderbilt University. And so those are some of the things that that has sort of led up to me being kind of where I am today. I started in videography a long time ago, went to school, got a degree in it, and now we just sort of expanded that out to be able to do more things in the marketing, communication, production space, and that's kind of what we do there. So that's a little bit more about me. I'm also a former lead pastor of CNBC Indy, a church here in Indianapolis. I pastored for about 5 years, but I've been in ministry for over 26 years. Been in ministry that long. And so I kind of have a unique perspective on some of y'all who might be watching today who use the Ecamm Live software for ministry purposes. I've run media ministries at churches as small as 100, 150, 200 members, all the way up to now a church that is the largest church in the state of Tennessee, the Mount Zion Church. We helped this to develop and to start their media ministry about 20 years ago. So we've been doing that for a long time. Now, having said all of that, and again, remember that if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. I'm watching the chat right now. Having said all that, what I want to share today is not so much about, who I am and just about what I've done in my journey. I also want to talk a little bit about who I am and how my journey has put me in a position today to not only, again, do what I love to do, but to also be able to use this platform that we have created to be a blessing to others and to help other people find their way. And so we really seek to help people access their, what we call their God-given gifts, their talents, to access what it is that they were created to do or to be. Because here's the deal. I think, and again, if you don't, this is just kind of how I do what I do. I'm just as transparent and about as frank as I can be. There are a lot of people that have a heart to do great things in our community. It doesn't matter if it's rural community, inner city, urban, doesn't matter where it is. If we're in Iowa, we're in Kansas, we're in Indiana, New York. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of people who see things that they really want to do something about. And the challenge is that they don't have the resources or the time to do those things. You get that? There's a lot of people that have gifts, they have talents, and they see things that go on in their neighborhoods. They see things that go on in their community, and they really want to do something. But the truth is that they don't have what it takes to make it happen. They don't have the time to do it. Hey, Otis, they don't have the time to do it. They don't have, many people are burned out. They're working 2 and 3 jobs. Some people, just don't have the financial means to help. And so what I've been able to do over my lifetime is that I've been able to always have something going on in my life, whether I was working at Tennessee State or whether I was running my own business or whatever I was doing. I always had something that I was doing that enabled me to have the resources and the time to make positive impact in my community. Now, that didn't mean that I had to do something. That didn't mean that I was the one that was actually pushing the buttons, or I was the one that was actually doing the food truck, or delivering food to people, nursing homes, or whatever. It doesn't matter that. It wasn't that I was necessarily doing that, but I was in a position to support those who it was their gift, right, and their calling to do those things. And it was because I always had something going on, all right? And so where did that start? Well, let me break it down like this. It started for me when I was about, 11, 12 years old. 11, 12 years old, I started making peanut butter cookies. And I found a recipe, so I started making these peanut butter cookies. I'm living on the east side of Indianapolis, living in this 3-bedroom house with my family, and some of my neighbors, some of my friends got a hold of some of those peanut butter cookies. And I'm telling the truth, y'all. Y'all think I'm making this up. But no, I made these peanut butter cookies. I shared them with my friends. My friends liked them. And next thing you know, I'm selling peanut butter cookies out the back door of my mother and my father's house, right? And that's kind of where it started for me. right? Not only did I do the peanut butter cookies, the other thing that happened, and some people are pushed into entrepreneurship. They didn't head into entrepreneurship. They didn't necessarily want to be into entrepreneurship. They probably didn't think they'd ever be an entrepreneur, but something else happened. My mother and father bought me a bike, and my sister and I decided to ride our bikes to summer school one summer, and I had a brand new BMX bike, rode it to school. We hid the bikes in the bushes while we went and did classes. Well, we came out and the bikes had been stolen. So I went back to my parents and like, hey, somebody stole my bike. I need a new one. My parents are like, oh no, we just bought you that bike. You know, you were too careless. And so we're not going to buy you a new bike. You got to figure that thing out on your own. So from there, I had to figure out how to get a new bike. And so here's what I did. I started a paper route, right? I got a paper route. And with that paper route, obviously I started making money. And if y'all remember paper routes back in the day, if you don't remember paper routes, God bless you. But those who remember paper routes, you remember them little leather books with them little tabs in it. You had to go and you had to collect the money when you delivered the paper. They dropped all the papers off on your front. It was work, right? And I was like 13 at the time, right? And I'm running my own little newspaper business, you know, that kind of thing. But it enabled me to learn how to manage myself, manage my time, make some money, and then actually have a goal of getting a new bike. And I did all that. And again, something churned on the inside of me and said, man, I like this. This is cool, right? And then the next thing I wanted to do, I was about, I don't know, maybe I was about 13 or 14, something like that, is that I always wanted to be in the music business, so I wanted to become a DJ. And so in order to become a DJ, what do you need? You need equipment, but not only need that, you need a budget to buy music. Back then it was 12-inch records, you know, Chocolate City and all that kind of stuff, Sugar Hill Gang and all that. Some of y'all remember that, don't play. You know what I'm talking about, right? RCA Records and all that. And so you had to be able to buy those records. You had to have money. And so I looked at becoming a DJ as just another opportunity for me to have a business that would allow me to make the money that I needed to do some of the things that I needed to do. And so that's kind of how it got started for me. I started off, like I said, real simple. I don't think that I wanted to, necessarily, you know, be an entrepreneur or solopreneur or anything like that. I think that the situation helped me to arrive at that place where I was able to take my own destiny in my own hands and create a destiny and create a future for myself with the goals that I had set up for myself. And so that's what I did. Now, from there, I did take a junior achievement came into our school, and that's where I first heard the word entrepreneur. I mean, first of all, I couldn't spell it. You know, again, let me be honest. I couldn't spell the word entrepreneur. Didn't know. I had never heard that word before. But when junior achievement came into the school, they started talking about entrepreneurship, and that's kind of where I was really introduced to the concept of what an entrepreneur is. And so from there, you know, here we go. I had planned on. I had planned on y'all being an architect. That's what I thought I was going to do. I was good at drawing. I was good at drawing schematics. I was very fast at it when I was in high school. I actually chose Ball State to actually go into the architecture school. But when I got to Ball State and I had a mentor who was an architect, and I got to Ball State and I saw, you know, them sleeping on couches inside the architecture building, I was like, you know, I don't necessarily think I want to do that now. You know, and my mentor, he was an architect, and he was, you know, he would tell me, hey, you know, sometimes as an architect, you got projects that last, you know, 6 months, you know, and you don't always, you know, get to go home when everybody else gets to go home, that kind of good stuff. And so I said, no, I don't think I want to do that. So when I was 15, I started working with a company called Indiana Black Expo. If you're not familiar with it, I suggest that you go check it out. Indiana Black Expo, which back then, this was in the mid 80s. It was a massive, massive cultural event that took place here in the city of Indianapolis, headed by a great man by the name of Reverend Charles Williams. I was about 15 at the time, and they had a program for video production called the Youth Telecommunications Workshop of Indiana Black Expo. Well, someone saw me out DJing, and they saw me out pushing all these little buttons and all the different little things that you do with DJing. And they said, you know what, you need to check out this program and check out this video stuff. And so I did. And so starting at about the age of 15, I started doing videos. Again, this is a long time ago, y'all. It's a long time ago. Let me be real. So, you know, we had big 3-chip cameras. We had 3/4 inch tape, umbilical cords, you know, big bulky tripods back then. But that's where I was introduced to video when I was about 15. And so when I got to college and architecture didn't look like it was going to work out, I decided to slide on over to the communications building, which some of y'all may or may not know. David Letterman graduated from Ball State. And because David Letterman graduated from Ball State, he was a major funder. And they had just built a brand new communications building, brand spanking new when I got there. And so I said, you know, let me slide on into communications, get my degree in something that I'm familiar with, which is these cameras, video, editing, you know, audio, radio, all that stuff. And that's what I did. And so I ended up, thank you for saying that the video is clean. I'll talk more about what's going on here in a minute, because there's a lot going on in here right now. Anyway, so I got my degree in radio and television production. I still work for Indiana Black Expo. I had my first music video air in regular rotation on Black Entertainment Television. I was about 19 years old. Around the same time in 1989, about 1989, something like that. I was the youngest and only African-American cameraman it was 1987, Pan American Games. Yeah, I worked at Pan Am Games in 1987 as a videographer, got a couple of awards from Australia for archery piece that we did with them. We did great work for people like Babyface. Some of y'all may know the artist Babyface, Kenny Edmonds, name's Babyface from Indianapolis. We did a nice documentary on him. We did a few other pieces like that. So, you know, we've done a lot of great things early on in our career that really set us up so that when I actually graduated from college, it was difficult for me to get a job, but I really didn't have to have a job because I was able to create. Again, I had learned all this stuff from being a DJ, from having a paper route, from selling peanut butter cookies, from making bikes for people, all the stuff that I had done. Once I graduated, when people were like, we don't want to hire you, we don't want to give you a job, it was like, okay, cool, I'll make my own job. And so when I was in college, I decided to write a business plan for a business doing graphic design, video production, print, all this other stuff. And so I started my first business. It was called Mass Media Consulting. I drew the logo while I was sitting in class. I drew the logo while I was literally sitting in class for the business. And when I graduated from school and when I was having a hard time finding a job, I actually started my business, my first business, Mass Media Consulting, doing business cards for beauticians and barbershops. That's what I started doing. Okay, this is just my little life story, my little journey. I started doing that right out of college. I had picked up the skill of graphic design. I did not get a degree in graphic design. My degree was in radio and television production. I had a minor in business management, and I picked up this skill called graphic design. And y'all know I've been in graphic design for a long time if I was out when Photoshop was 1.0, okay? Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time. I remember Aldous PageMaker, okay? I remember Aldous Freehand. Yeah, some of y'all who know what I'm talking about know that that means that I'm really, really, really old. So I got into graphic design. That's what I started doing my business at. I would literally go into beauty shops and barber shops, and I would show people these, you know, I found me a vendor that would give me some resources. I would go in, show them their business cards, what they could look like. They would order them. I would go home and design them, print them out, take them back. They'd like them. Then I'd get the business cards printed. That's how I started making money once I got out of college with my company, Mass Media Consulting. And so and here's my deal. Because of the freedom and the flexibility and the ability to control my future with entrepreneurship, what I call solopreneurship, because of what I learned through my experiences, one of the things that I decided to do was help other people. And again, I've already said it. There are people that see things that they want to do or see things that need to be done in their community, and they find that they don't have the time, they don't have the resources to really deal with those things. What I learned through my journey was that you always have to have something going on for yourself that gives you the resources and the flexibility to do the things that are important to you, right? To do the things that that really tap into your why, that tap into your, why you exist and the things that you really want to see accomplished in your own personal life. And working for somebody, God bless it. I've worked for a lot of people in my life, right? I haven't worked for a ton, but I've worked for different people in my life. And working for people and clocking in every day, I'm not mad at that. But often it doesn't, that and your why doesn't always intersect. There are a lot of people that go to work and they grimace because it's not allowing them to do what they want to do. And so really what I decided to do was I decided to help other people achieve what I do and do what I do and to duplicate my effort. I'm never going to ask somebody to do something that I'm not willing to first do myself. And so I'm not going to help tell people how to become an entrepreneur and a solopreneur if I'm not going to exemplify or to be the example that I want to see. So I live a life that I'm trying to help other people live. And here's how I do it. First of all, I'm clear about the fact that if I'm going to help somebody, let me make sure that I help them be or to do only what I'm able to help someone be or to do. Okay? And I see some comments coming in. I'm going to get to these comments here in a second. I see them coming in. Here's my deal. How much time I got? I'm on 21 minutes. Here's my deal. And I'm saying this to anybody who's watching this right now. Watch this. Look, I am a entrepreneur who builds lifestyle businesses. If you don't know what a lifestyle business is, go ahead and write that down and look that up, okay? Because I am not the kind of person that's going to help anybody go off and build a multi-million-dollar business, okay? It takes a lot to make millions and millions of dollars. It takes staff, it takes investment. You'll get sued by people. Most likely, if you're making millions of dollars, you've got licenses and OSHA requirements and all kinds of stuff you got to go through in order to make that kind of money. You don't make millions of dollars by yourself. You got to get help. You can't do that alone. You've got to hire people. And so that's what entrepreneurship is all about. Entrepreneurship are people who are building businesses that will ultimately go on to hire people, that will build the capacity and the sustainability to keep moving. So an entrepreneur is building something that they will work on and not work in, right? Make sense? They're building something that they will work on but not work in. They will hire other people that will work in that business, right? And they might go off and do other things. They might go off and start other businesses, and then that business will run by itself. I don't build businesses like that. Yes, I have built businesses that have hired other people, but by and large, what I'm going to teach people is how to develop a business that is a lifestyle business. Make sense? Now, a lifestyle business is what I call a solopreneurship. That's a business that you can build while you might be working another job. It's something you might build on the side. You might build a business where you make extra $10,000 and extra $20,000 a year, maybe $50,000 a year. Y'all tell me, who could stand to make an extra $20,000 a year? Anybody? Anybody got some high interest credit cards you want to pay off, right? Anybody like me got 2 kids in college? Anybody? Anyone? Right? So a lifestyle business is the kind of business that you can set up so that you can make extra money, right? And also do some other things, right? It gives you the flexibility to pay things off, to have some extra money, to go on a vacation, to pay off bills, to buy cars and pay cash, things like that. That's what a lifestyle business is for. Now, some people that, like me, I'll do a lifestyle business probably for the rest of my life. We started, I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I'll start a business in a hot second. So I started my latest business called Girt Enterprises, which is a business that does, again, audio, video, print, new media, multimedia, website development, and of course, we're now doing live streaming. We started that business in October of 2018, and through the year 2019, we grew it to do, I think, about $130,000 just last year, right? And that was in 1 year of us setting up. Now, some people would say, man, you ain't made no money. That ain't no money. I know people that's doing $1.2 and $1.5 million. I don't want to make that kind of money. I don't want to generate that kind of money. I don't want to deal with those kind of headaches, right? My goal might be this year, we were on pace to do about $200,000 until Corona hit, all right? But my business might hit $250,000, $300,000 as a solopreneurship. That means it's me and maybe some contractors. I might hit $250,000, $300,000, and I'm going to stop right there. You get it? I'm going to stop right there. simply because I know what it takes to make over $500,000 a year. I've done it before. Okay, and I'm not interested in making that kind of money. I'm not interested in having that kind of headache. I'm not interested in building a business where I've got to have 1,500 square feet inventory. I'm not interested in having an attorney watch my back over all these lawsuits. You got to sue people for copyright infringement and all that. I don't want all that. That's not what I'm interested in. And so if I'm going to help people build something, I'm going to help people build something that I am familiar with building. And I'm familiar with building solopreneurships. I might reach $500,000 and I'll stop right there. And I'm comfortable. I'm okay. I like my life at that level. Okay? Somebody tweet that. I like my life at that level and I'm done. And so that's what I try to help people with. Okay? I try to help people develop businesses where they can, again, do what they want to do, have the kind of life that they want to have, pay what they want to pay for what they want to pay it for, have vacations, do those kind of things and keep it moving. And so that's who I am. And that's what I've become. But then the other thing is that, and after this, I'm going to go to these comments. The other thing is that by setting up and establishing a lifestyle business that has also allowed me to focus in on also helping other people who are doing great things in the community. So if you're doing a community program or a mentorship program or a program for girls, or you're doing a program where you're feeding the hungry, or if you're, whatever you're doing in the community, if you're doing great work in the community and you don't have a grant, you don't have funders, you don't have stakeholders, you don't have a big budget, and you don't have all this stuff going on for you, you reach out to Girt Enterprises, and 9 times out of 10, we're making the kind of money that we can support efforts like that. And so that's another thing that solopreneurship and a lifestyle business allows us to do. We have sort of a social enterprise where when we make money, we can turn around and use those funds to be a blessing to other organizations. And one of those organizations that we founded is called Unite for Change. Do I have that? No, I don't have it. You'll see more about that here in a second. I'll show y'all more about Unite for Change. It's an organization that we founded back in 2015 that is designed to literally do what it says, unite people around the idea of positive change in our community. And so when we make money, we turn around and we funnel dollars into our nonprofit, and then we also support other great organizations and initiatives that are going on within our city, within our state, and even around the country. We might get hit by people from different parts of the country who are looking to do great things, and they need a little support. They can hit us. Now, let me go over here and see what's going on. All right. Him singing with you. All right, I like that title. God positioning you to be a blessing to so many people. Yes, to the point that I just made. What we do positions us to not only be blessed by all of our clients, but it also allows us to take what God is blessing us with in terms of resources and turn around and be a blessing to other people. All right, what are you saying? I'm celebrating 1 year of marriage in 4 days. Congratulations. Yay. Y'all know we got some, let's see if I can do that. I don't know if y'all can hear this. Can y'all hear that? Yay! I hope y'all can hear that. I'm giving you a hand clap, all right? 1 year and forever to go, all right? Congratulations on that. Somebody says very clean. All right, let me talk about very clean, what you're looking at right here. We are using right now, let's get technical real quick. I am currently using a Lumix G7 camera with a 1.7 lens, 25 millimeter lens on it. That's kind of giving me the shallow depth of field that you see right here. We have a ring light that's right in front of us. We have the, I think it's called GVM light right here to the right of me. We have a backlight that's in the back right of me. We just have a basic brick. Some of y'all have seen this basic brick backdrop that is behind us. Some people think that I'm on a green screen, but no, I do not use green screens if I can help it. I'm not hating on green screens. Y'all I don't want to see no hate messages. I'm not hating on green screens, right? I'm not hating on all them Zoom backdrops y'all be using. I ain't mad at it. But what I am saying is I would prefer to have a background where I can turn on my little candles and I can turn on my lights like that. Y'all see that? And that's a real background. And so that's what I like to do. I like to have a real background. Now in here, I have 3 backdrops. Obviously, this is a studio that I built in my basement. I have 3 backdrops. I have a wooden backdrop here to my left that I use when I'm doing webinars. And then I have a white brick backdrop over there that my wife and my daughter use. I don't use it that much because I don't particularly care for it. Let's see, what else do we have down here? We have we're obviously using cam links. Okay, I talk about all this on my webinars. You'll learn more about the Media Mentor Academy here in a second. We're using a cam link. I have 3 of them because sometimes I use multiple cameras. We have a OWC Thunderbolt 2 dock. It's an old dock, but this, oh my God, this Thunderbolt that's right in front of me is major. It holds together everything that we're doing right now. So the cameras, some of the videos that y'all are going to see, I have 2 monitors. It looks kind of like a cockpit of an airplane. I've got 2 32-inch or 30-some-odd-inch monitors in front of me where I'm watching the comments come in on here. I have my website that I'm going to go to in a minute up over here. I have my script over there. And so that's kind of what's going on. And we try to keep it fairly succinct. We try to keep everything about as clean as we can get it. We want the quality of our production to be as high as we can get it. And so that's why I have endeavored to include all the things that you see in this studio. So that addresses the very clean. That's what we're doing here. All right. Often doors are closed so that we can create our own door. You know, I think that what you have said there, him singing with you, is something that many of us really need to reckon with. It's one thing to be hurt, or one thing to well, let's just say be hurt by the fact that no one will hire you, or you get rejected for a job, or turned down from a contract. But we have to get into a space where we look at those seasons in our life as opportunities to get better and not get bitter, right? Too many people, when they face failure, they stop and they spend so much time complaining about their failure that they never see that it is an opportunity for them to use that moment to find out, what do I need to be critical with their own self and say, what do I need to do to get better? And I honestly say that has been the mantra of much of my life, okay? Because watch this. When people look at the websites that I do today, you'll see one in a minute that I did for myself. People look at our websites and they think that I have a degree in computer science, right? They think I'm a website designer. But you got to understand, websites didn't exist when I was in school. I learned how to type on a typewriter, typewriter, T-Y-P-E writer. Okay, there were no computers when I was in high school. So clearly, in order for me to do the things that I do today, I had to learn them along the way. I could have been mad. I could have been bitter because nobody was using 3-chip cameras anymore. I could have been bitter because nobody was using mini DV anymore. Everyone had moved on to SD and all that kind of stuff, DSLR. I could be bitter about that, because people were using non-linear editing and they weren't using wheels anymore. But I looked at that as an opportunity to say, okay, things are moving on. The season for linear editing is over. Now I got to hunker down and I got to figure out how to make this thing happen. I got to figure out how to make money. And really, that is at the foundation of why Ecamm came into my life. That's the foundation of it, okay? The foundation of why I use Ecamm and why I do webinars and why we have a Media Mentor Academy and why we, revamped our website and retooled. The foundation of all that is because I realized that if I did not shift, if I did not change what I was doing, that I was going to not only lose money, but I was going to be in the cheese line. Okay? Can I say that and be honest about it? Right? Some of us find ourselves in situations where it's like, okay, my income is going left. I'm on furlough. I may not go back. They're telling me that in order for me to make money, I can go work at Walmart or whatever, and that's just not going to cut it because I got kids in school and I got bills, I got a car payment, I got a mortgage or rent or house payment, and you're trying to figure out how am I going to make this happen? I mean, fundamentally, what I've had to do and the way I've had to think throughout my entire life has been, how do I learn what I need to learn so that I can grow and do what I need to do? Whether somebody hires you or not, here's my deal. Don't worry about whether somebody will hire you. Hire yourself. Hire yourself. Now, having said that, hiring yourself means that you got to know what you're good at. And if you're not good at anything, trust me, do some introspection. There is something you are good at. Some of y'all, all you know how to do is talk, right? Well, that might be, there's a gift in there. If all you know how to do is talk. Some of y'all, you're trying to figure out, why did everybody call me and tell me all their business? I don't want to know all they've been. I got all my own problems. Well, there's a gift in there somewhere. I tell people all the time, if you want to know where your gifting is, pay attention to where you lose track of time. Where do you lose track of time? Do you lose track of time talking to people? Do you lose track of time counseling people? Do you lose track of time on your computer researching? Where do you lose track of time? Because trust me, somewhere in there is your gift. And I love researching. I love learning. I love shedding old knowledge and trying to create new innovative ways to give people easier ways to do the things that they do. That's what I love to do. I love empowering people. I love seeing people's light bulb go off and get the aha moment. I love those things. And so all I had to do was, when Corona hit, I said, oh my God, I got to shift. Okay, I got to shift. And so having a lifestyle business, being a solopreneur has given me the opportunity and the ability to help other people be their, to arrive at their best self. Let me see what Rob is saying. Oh, you gotta go. Hopefully you can watch this a little later on, Brother Rob. Anyway, if you have a question, drop it into the chat box. I'm gonna keep on moving. Okay, now to zero in a little bit more on what happened at the beginning of the year, because we really had to shift. We really had to shift. I retired from pastoring, and I see Dr. Preston Adams is on, a great friend of ours from here in Indianapolis. So I want to introduce the global audience to Dr. Preston Adams. He's an awesome guy with a lot of gifts, talents, and abilities. So is Brother Burns. Brother Burns is as well. But let me say this. Dr. Adams knows that I retired from pastoring physical church in December 31st of last year. Pretty much one of the reasons why we hadn't launched Girt Enterprises is because we knew that once we retired from pastoring, I needed to have a business or something that could generate income, because someone like me with the skills that I have is very hard to employ. It's very hard for me to find a job as a former CEO. So I knew I had to do something. So we started the company in 2018. We started kind of working it in 2019. We grew the income to about $130,000. Once we hit 2020, I just figured, oh my God, man, now that we're no longer pastoring a physical church, we can focus in on the business. And literally, month number 1, January, our income was on that level. We were on track with the invoices, with the proposals, with everything that we had out in the street, the estimates. We were on track to do over $250,000 year 2. So we would have gone from 130. Can I be honest with y'all? Can I be real? Can I be transparent? We were looking from going from $130,000 to over $250,000 in our second year in gross receipts. And so I headed to Alaska to do a conference in Alaska. On my way back from Alaska, I started seeing these people with these face masks on. Okay, and I was like, okay, what's going on here? People coming in, I flew from Alaska down to Washington State, Seattle. I got into Seattle and I said, what in the world is going on? So long story short on this piece, once I got to Indianapolis, I started to notice that my clients started canceling stuff. Contracts weren't being signed off on. Estimates were not being approved. And our income dropped 80% in 2 months. Boom. Okay. Now, I don't know if I'm by myself. I don't know if there's anybody else that knows what I'm talking about or experienced what I'm talking about. But when you see your income drop to that degree, you start shaking in your boots, right? And you're like, okay, something has to happen. Now, I'm a guy who's led by the Spirit. So I knew that based on what I saw, that the simple fact that I had retired, the simple fact that I had made myself available to my community, I had moved my pulpit from inside a church, outside of a church, I knew that there was something that God was calling me. And you may not believe in God, you may not believe in Jesus Christ like I do and all that, and that's your world. But for me and my house, this is what I believe. I believe that the reason why I had retired, the reason why I had started a business, the reason why I had begun to build that business is because I was being set up for whatever it was that I was supposed to do next on another level. And so when Corona hit, social distancing hit, the pandemic hit, then I looked inside myself. I did what I'm trying to help other people do. I looked inside myself and I said, what is this moment telling me? What is this season telling me? What am I being encouraged to do? And here's what I was being encouraged to do. I was being encouraged to take the information, the knowledge, the skills, the experiences that I have been going through for the past several years and use that information to empower other people, right? And so what that meant was that, number one, I started our first virtual church, virtual ministry, where we were using the internet to share the gospel. I started that back in 2008, right? That was what, 12 years before this pandemic? Yeah, I started doing sermons from truck stops and airports and malls and parks. I started doing sermons virtually back in 2008. And so when the pandemic hit, I had some experiences that I had already gone through with virtual ministry as churches started closing their doors and pastors and ministries and whatnot were trying to figure out, how do we keep things going? Well, I had been doing that. I started doing that 12 years ago. So this pandemic and this introspection that I did in this season allowed me to say, okay, what do I know? What am I an expert at? And so from there, here's what I did. Now I'm gonna share some stuff with y'all. Are y'all ready? I'm gonna share some stuff with y'all, all right? So I'd already been doing things like this. Y'all watch this. This is one of the videos we did. Again, when I see great things, great messages, when I see really important topics going on for our community, when I see those things, what I will typically do is I will try to get involved and help further those messages and push those messages out. Watch this. Watch this. This is one of the messages that we started pushing out for maternal mortality. Let me see if this will play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bop around.
This is Pastor G, and I want to share some sobering stats about Indiana's maternal mortality rate being the third highest in the country. According to a report by America's Health Rankings and the Indiana Department of Health, Indiana's maternal mortality rate is 41.4 of 100,000 live births for white women.
Okay, I think y'all get that, right? So this is a great topic. There was something that was important. We had the skill set, we had the studio, we had the equipment. And so what did I do? I said, well, I'm going to go down in this studio and I'm going to produce this thing. We're going to push it out because this is important information that our community needs to know about. Well, that was pre-pandemic. Once the pandemic hit, I realized that I had all this studio, that I had all this knowledge and information. And so I said, well, geez, how do I share this information, right? So here's what I did. And I've got my Ecamm network people on. I've got them on right now. And I started to search around and I needed some software that would allow me to push out webinars and to help train and to teach people how to actually share their messages virtually when you could not necessarily see them face to face, right? And so here's what we developed, all right? Let's see if this is gonna play. All right, that's the wrong screen. All right, so that's not the right. Let me see if I can go to there it is. All right, so y'all see it. Turn that off because y'all don't want to see me. So what we developed was, in our company, we developed something called, can y'all still hear me? Okay, called the Academy. Y'all see that at the top, the Academy. Boom. I'm gonna hit that and turn all this other stuff off. Boom, boom, okay? The Media Mentor Academy, right? And the Media Mentor Academy, we set up for the sole purpose of helping us to train, and you see it right here. We started doing webinars on website design. We started doing webinars on lighting basics. We started doing webinars on live streaming and all of that. And we put that underneath the banner of the Media Mentor Academy. So although we had the skills to produce video, we had all that, we had all this equipment, we needed to help people do what they needed to do because they weren't able to meet face to face. And so you see all these videos that we produced. Let me turn this off and let me see if I can go back here. All right, now we're back here, okay? And so that's when, and I'm gonna share some other things with you, that's when we ran into Ecamm Live. And I see you said you purchased Ecamm Live and you love it. When I ran into it, I mean, I immediately began to do webinars. I'm gonna show you all one here real quick. Let's see if y'all can see this one. Okay, and I'm gonna bop around. Let's see.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so I'm on the whiteboard. You might want to pause in order that you might be for those individuals who may have been thrust into live streaming. You haven't thought about the budget, you haven't thought about the equipment, you haven't thought about the staffing, you haven't thought about what it takes, and now you've gone from live stream being 5% of your focus to live streaming on Sunday sermons and Bible study on Wednesday being 100% of what you do. Is this making sense? So if you've got staff, a big budget, you already had, 500 people showing up on your live stream every Sunday, and now you got 10,000. This webinar.
Okay, y'all get it. So once I got Ecamm Live, that was what you just saw is one of the first webinars that we did, where we actually physically showed people how to purchase, how to set up, how to do all of that stuff with regard to their media. Because again, as I said in the video, there were some people that they weren't thinking about streaming hardly at all. And then all of a sudden, 100% of their efforts had to go towards streaming, and they just did not know how to do it. Whereas I had been doing it since 2008. And so all I needed was a platform in order to share with people how to get it done. And that's what Ecamm Live helped me to do. And I'm saying the same thing as him singing with you. I'm saying the same thing that he's saying. I got my hands on the equipment. I already had the studio. I already had the lights. I already had the equipment. I already had 30 years of experience in broadcast journalism. I knew how to frame up the shot. I knew how to do all that stuff. All I needed was the one tool that became the central focus of pulling it all together. And that's what Ecamm Live became for us. And so, again, I'm not just doing anything. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that the work that we're doing is impacting lives. So we want to make sure that even with the tool of Ecamm Live, even with our webinars, even with our Media Mentor Academy, we wanted to make sure that the resources that we were putting on the street were blessing great work. And so we reached out to one of our clients and we said, hey, client, Starfish Initiative. Starfish Initiative is a wonderful organization. Look them up. They're doing a great job at mentoring young people through high school to make sure that they're not only making it through high school, but they also make that leap from high school into college, into the service, the military, and do whatever it is that they need to do. And I mean, they've got like an over 95% graduation rate and over 95% college entrance rate. So great organization doing great work. And so what did we do? We said, man, we've got a great tool. We've got some great equipment. We got some great knowledge. All of this happened from the pandemic. Remember, when the pandemic hit, everybody started closing up shop. People stopped going to the office, social distancing, quarantine, and all of that. And right in that same moment, I am learning. I'm picking up software. I'm learning everything I need to learn in order to help people continue to engage in the virtual environment. That's what I'm doing while everybody else is running for the hills. I'm learning. And so I go to my client, Starfish, and I say, hey, let us help you produce your next fundraiser virtually. Okay? And so now you can imagine there's a lot of people who are going, man, I have no idea what you're talking about. Doing a fundraiser virtually? Man, I don't know how to do that. How are you going to pull that off? What does it take to do that? And so just to be honest and to be transparent, again, Starfish Initiative said, okay, well, you've learned how to do this. You've got this software. You got this equipment. You figured it out. Then let's do it. And so I want to show you all real quick one of the programs, the very first program that we did with Starfish Initiative using the Ecamm Live software. Y'all check this out.
Standing by for launch command. T-minus 4 minutes.
Okay, team. Get ready. Get set. Go!
Okay, so y'all see the idea. We brought together, again, our graphic skills, our video production skills, our editing skills, but then we also were able to integrate all of that with Ecamm Live software and all of our technology tools, and we were able to again make a positive impact in our community by supporting a mentorship organization that is doing great work. I think they've got over 400 scholars that they are mentoring right now, and we, again, as a social enterprise, were able to make positive impact with that organization by using the skill set in the midst of a pandemic, y'all. Y'all get that? Okay, now I want to show y'all. So we ramped it up. So we did that, and then so we said, well, man, let's take it to the next level. Let's include a live piece into the mix. So yes, we had people in virtually, as you saw from that last video. We had people coming in on Skype, 3 different people. Again, they didn't even see me. I'm just running the show from my little cockpit right here. No one saw me. I'm just running the show. So we took it up another notch, and I want y'all to see what we were able to produce there, again, as a great support to our community. Here it is. Watch this. This is called Beyond the Violence. This was based off of the climate after George Floyd was killed in the street by the police officer. Watch this.
You have influence. No matter who you are, you have a voice and you can speak.
I have been so inspired by the involvement of our young people in this political movement.
This awareness needs to be constant. This needs to be front and center.
For you guys to vote the people of your generation into office.
The 13 to 18-year-old population, you all have so much power.
Right, so y'all get that. Again, I'm giving you actual examples of how we're using what we already have. The experience, the knowledge, the equipment, the technology that we already have in order to make positive impact in our community. The goal with that particular event was to give our young people a voice to what's basically impacting them, right? Impacting them right now. It was contextualized to the moment. It was contextualized to what's going on, contextualized to the news. There's so many things that's going on right now, and we wanted to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. And so how do we do it? We're not trying to do stuff that we don't do. We're doing what we do. We're using what we have. We're starting from where we are. I say it all the time. Everybody can't do everything, but everybody can do something. And this was the role that we wanted to play in providing something to our community. And we're using this technology to make it happen. And we're using the Media Mentor Academy to help train and educate other people on how to get it done. That's what this is all about, right? Now, here's the other organization. I'm gonna share this with you. I'm almost done. We got 8 minutes. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. This one came to us from a virtual book signing that we did. I don't have a video on that, but we were able to hook up with an organization called Girls Inc. Some of y'all have Girls Inc. chapters in your city or in your country, wherever you are. We were able to reach out to them and to help them produce this right here. Watch this.
To help with the kindergarten class in the
Thank you for joining us this morning as we celebrate 80 years of building bold girls. We appreciate your support and commitment to Girls Inc. Thank you to our sponsor, Girt Energy, and to Girt Enterprises for making this morning possible. We are so excited to have you share your morning with Girls Inc. We are going to hear some testimonials from Girls Inc. girls and a keynote address from Yolanda Brown of Just Say It. Your support today will help us provide after school and summer camp for over 700 girls and young women. I would like to introduce one of our Girls Inc. alumna, Rachel. Rachel is going to share her Girls Inc. story.
Hi, my name is Rachel. I started coming to Girls Inc.
Okay, you get the idea, because I'm running out of time. But I want y'all to see, again, how we're using the technology, right? We even had live breaks in there. I was hoping I could get to a live break. But we even produced live breaks and integrated the live breaks in with the pre-recorded material that we had put together. Again, and as you notice, someone is saying, I see you, Caleb, saying that these visuals are amazing. Remember, my goal is to always raise the bar. We have to make sure that it is the highest quality that it can be, that the lighting is right, that the equipment that we use right, and that the tools that we use are top notch so that no one can look at the work that we're doing and say that it is subpar or that, you know, here's my deal. I'm not trying to do Zoom here, okay? If you want to do Zoom, you got to call somebody else. But if you want to do a high quality production, you want to do something that has high quality value, we are the ones that are trying to do it. And again, remember, we're not just trying to do it. We're not just trying to do this so that we can go off and make all kind of money, because I'm not trying to do all that. I already told y'all, I'm a lifestyle business guy. I'm a solopreneurship kind of guy. I'm not trying to do millions and millions of dollars. That's for somebody else to have a heart attack doing. That's not me. What I want to do is I want to help great organizations like Girls Inc., great organizations like Starfish Initiative, great organizations like Unite for Change. That's my goal. That's my job. That's what I was put on this earth for, and that's what we are designed to do. So the Media Mentor Academy helps us make sure that we can be a blessing to other people with what we, and again, I'm doing this all in the midst of a pandemic. How awesome is that, right? All right, now, I got 5 minutes left, or 4 minutes left, and let me hit this, because this, I want to share with you all what the organization that we founded, that many of y'all, if you're going to donate, this is what your dollars are going for. Unite for Change, all right? And I'm going to share with you, we started it. Some of y'all, you can look us up, John Girton, Pastor G, do whatever you got to do. Maybe somebody can put it in the chat, my name, but look it up and look up Tent Pastor or Tent or something. Put T-E-N-T in there. And you'll see that back in 2015, we literally slept on the street in one of the most violent areas of the city. Here's one of our magazines that I produce. So you can kind of see this. This was me coming out of the tent. Look different. Yep, look different. Yeah. So anyway, we slept on the street in a tent in one of the most violent areas of the city of Indianapolis in order to bring awareness of not only what was going on in the urban community, but also to listen to the community. And out of that was born Unite for Change, because what we found out was that there were people in these urban communities who had dreams, who had visions, who had aspirations, who had creativity. They wanted more for their communities. The problem is that they didn't have the support. They didn't have people backing them and lifting them up and listening to them. And so from that, Unite for Change was born. And out of Unite for Change came the Urban Servant Leadership Unconference, which we established in 2016. I want to share with you what we do, what we used to do with the face-to-face, and then I'm going to share with you what we're doing on August the 15th. Check this out.
The ultimate goal of the Urban Servant Leadership Unconference, we want to be able to bring together as many pieces of the puzzle as we can so that ultimately we put together a picture that helps us see and to understand what a valuable, sustainable community needs to look like.
I'm here because my personal life mission is to help others help themselves. It's the epitome of what servant leadership is all about.
So I wanted to come to the Unconference today so that I could discuss the Healthy Indiana Plan, which is a healthcare plan that's available to folks between the ages of 19 and 64 who have incomes at less than 138% of the federal poverty level.
My name is Anita Adams. I work with Indianapolis Healthy Star. We know that there are inequalities that are happening in our community, and we work to reduce those for families.
You have to be called to be a servant leader because you know that you are going to give and you may not get anything in return, and that's okay. And an urban servant leader is called to do what we do.
You should really research it. If you were not here, I urge you, I cannot say this enough, that you need to come to the next conference.
All right, so that's the Urban Servant Leadership Unconference. That gives you a little idea of what we do with our face-to-face. As you can see, we bring together urban servant leaders from throughout the community who serve in various capacities. That was the face-to-face that we did in 2018. Obviously, with the pandemic, we cannot do the face-to-face this year. So if you go over to the website, uniteforchange.org, what you will see is the information that we're sharing about our upcoming Urban Servant Leadership Unconference, which is needed more today than ever before, right? We have gone from a pandemic to protests in our community, and we need to figure out how to create positive momentum and progress past these protests and past this pandemic. And so that's what the Urban Servant Leadership Unconference does. It brings people together. It unites people for the purpose of making sure that we're making positive impact in our community. We don't want to listen to the people who got big budgets. We don't want to listen to people who got grants from all these great organizations that are, giving them millions and millions of dollars. We want to listen to the urban servant leader who is working very hard in under-resourced, underfunded, undercapitalized, underappreciated communities that nobody is patting their back. No one is telling them attaboy. Nobody's telling them great job. We are the organization that wants to let them know that they're doing great work and that there is support, there is help, there's encouragement, there's engagement, there's networking that can happen when we come together and we share with one another the great work that we're doing. And so I'm almost done. This is what is going on and what your donations today will go to support. Check this out.
If you're going to be a servant leader, you're going to be committed to developing other people. People need to know that you not only care for them, but that you care about them and that you're willing to support them.
Money can change some things, but relationships are what really make the changes in our communities that we need to see. And working with the people in our neighborhood, that's what we believe is going to bring about change.
All right, so that's it. I'm done. If you get a chance, go over to uniteforchange.org, register for the virtual Urban Servant Leadership Unconference. This is actually a pre-registration because then you're going to get another notification to actually go into the virtual conferencing system. I will be using Ecamm. That will be the central hub for our main stage for our virtual conference. If you think that some of the things that you've seen today is quality, if you think some of the things that you've seen today are on this level, again, this is not a Zoom. What we're getting ready to do with the Urban Servant Leadership Unconference is going to be amazing. And I know I'm out of time. Oh my God. So if you want to follow me, do so on Facebook, facebook.com, Pastor Girton. You can find me on Twitter at @JGirton. I'm on Instagram. I'm everywhere. Just look me up. Y'all look me up. And thank you to Ecamm Networks once again. God bless y'all. If you want, I want to know all y'all. So please reach out to me. I can't follow anybody else on Facebook, but you can follow my page and reach out to me because I really want to connect with y'all. Okay? I think I'm good. You can go. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm out of time, y'all. Bless y'all. I will hopefully get a chance to talk to y'all face-to-face, one-on-one at some point with our partners at Ecamm Network. So love to do it again. I'm going to play my commercial again, and this is it. We're gone. Peace.
If you're going to be a servant leader, you're going to be committed to developing other people. People need to know that you not only care for them, but that you care about them and that you're willing to support them.
money can change some things, but relationships are what really make the changes in our communities that we need to see. And working with the people in our neighborhood, that's what we believe is going to bring about change.